All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see people popping out in the side chat. Unfortunately, Alan's not going to make it this evening. Alan is out spending some time with some family. But we'll be thinking about him, appreciate him as always, and hopefully he'll be back next weekend with us. I know we've had a few weekends off here. Just had a lot of stuff going around the house. Working on some stuff around the house last weekend. Trying to get prepped for the winter time. So trying to get some things taken care of. But good to be back. Good to see everyone popping in. With that being said, Jamie, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, I'm trying to get ready for hunting tomorrow. Got a good load worked up at 270. Got all my clothes clean. All I got left is pick out a knife, put it in my backpack, and clean up my boots and spray them down with uh, dead downwind or scent killer or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting out and hopefully the wind will lay, but it ain't looking like it's going to. But thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Been missing you guys. Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Jamie called me yesterday, and the first words out of Jamie's mouth was, "What did I do to piss you off?"
Yeah, he ain't called me or nothing.
I'm like, dude, I just been busy, man. It's all good. There ain't nothing he ain't done to piss me off. That's for sure.
No, I hope not.
Let's see. All right, okay. Your email has been hacked. Okay. All right, Daniel, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing. I'm just sitting here drinking coffee, staying warm. It's snowing, like getting our first snow here today. So we'll see if there's anything on the ground in the morning. We get reports here anywhere from a half inch to 3 to 6 inches, and it's all who depends on you're listening to. But if I got a few inches of snow out there tomorrow, great. Helps the brown show up on the ground because brown deer matter. And Jamie, I hope you do get out there tomorrow and go hunting because I know how relaxing it is, and I'm just about all relaxed out. Thanks for sending me the invite. I just thought I'd show up here and say hi.
It's good to see you, man. It's been a while since you've been on. We appreciate you being here as always, man. But no, it's they were calling for anywhere for up to a few inches out here too. So we'll see what happens in the morning. Hopefully not too much. I technically could hunt on my property, but my property ain't that big, so it's really not even worth trying. I've seen deer out here, but typically they're on the other side of the road, and that's kind of pushing it for hunting. Ozzy's looking at his first snow as well. Bama, what's going on, man?
Not much. Not much. Just, living life, trying not to watch the news. Getting sick of hearing all the crap that's going on. All I know is everything's in a mess. Feeling sorry for all you guys in New York. That's for sure. I don't know what's worse, the East Coast or the West Coast.
It's bad at each other.
But other than that, not a whole lot. Doing some reloading and doing some casting. Just living life.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Bald and curious. What's going on, brother?
Living a dream, living a dream. Well, hopefully we're not getting the snow. I'm looking at the forecast right now. I mean, I see some rain maybe tomorrow, but no snow. Although it will get a little colder. but no snow, no snow. I need at least 2 more weeks, no snow, so I can finish the edition. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Speaking at my sister's house in Pennsylvania, I can literally be grabbing the deer with my bare hands if I want to. Freaking the other day, the doe came all the way to me. I was able to pet it.
Daniel, what do we say?
A fed deer is a dead deer. That's why we shouldn't be giving people snap. They get dependent and lose all.
If it ain't on video, it didn't happen.
What is snap? I don't understand.
Actually, I have it on the video.
Oh, well, I'd give that. Well, I wouldn't post that. Obviously, that must be in the suburbs.
Yeah, I have it on the video. The thing, literally, if I had something in my hand, she would eat it out of my hand. She was.
So that didn't happen. It didn't happen then.
I had a camera in my other hand. I was filming the whole thing. It did happen.
And you held the other hand out, and she ate it.
Yeah, well, she couldn't eat because I had nothing in it.
Did you didn't post this?
No,
it didn't happen.
I don't even post any videos. Nobody watches my fucking channel. Nobody watches that stupid YouTube. Nobody watches the video. There's absolutely zero incentive to be posting any videos because ain't nobody watching that shit.
I always watch your videos.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I got 40,000 subscribers and I get 100 views on my video. Why do I even bother?
40,000 subscribers. You're complaining. Just feed them.
Yeah, but what's the point? Nobody watches the damn videos. The channel blew up over the 1 or 2 viral videos, and nobody really watches. The shorts are doing semi okay sometimes, but the full videos is like, and I don't want to deal with getting new guns until I move out of state. And since house is still not sold, looks like I ain't gonna be moving this year. Well, I'm pretty sure I won't be moving this year, and that kind of pisses me off.
We're in Tennessee.
I want to go to Johnson. I want to go to Johnson City.
Johnson City.
Yeah, somewhere in that area, Johnson City. I mean, maybe not directly in the Johnson City, but I definitely want to build some houses around there because seems to be a good area. The market's good.
Yeah, it's growing like crazy.
Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. But unfortunately, all my eggs are in one basket in that one stupid house. So until that house is sold, I can't
putting them
do
in one
that.
basket, man.
Yeah, well, no God's no glory.
Yeah, it applies to certain things, but you stick them all in one basket. You stick yourself in a certain egg, and you're stuck there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, sometimes you don't have choices. The choice for you. So what it is, what it is. Trust me, it wasn't my first choice to do all that, but between the divorce and all the other shit I've been going through over the last 2 years, is amazing that I'm still not drinking. I'm still not smoking. And it's amazing. Nobody would blame me if I start doing crack.
Start doing crack? Dude, you've been on crack.
Nope. I haven't even had a drink in over 2 years. And quite frankly, I don't even miss it. To be honest, as much as I love bourbon before, it smells now. I can't stand it.
That's pretty impressive, man. You got to remember, folks, you go back and you look at the old videos and the old live streams, and you go back and you look at Allen versus Ball and Curious, and I'm surprised that one's not been taken down. They'll take down a video where I'm not doing anything wrong, but videos where it's pushing the borders, they're happy to leave those up. But yeah, you go back and look at that video, and damn, yeah, they're going hammering back and forth. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad you're not drinking. I'm glad you're trying to get stuff figured out and trying to figure out what you want to do and get there. You got a plan. That's what matters, dude. New York Outcast, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Surviving, dodging landmines. I'll try to be the unnegative representative from New York tonight. This ball there is sounding pretty riled up or something.
Well, I mean, you live in New York; it's pretty negative right off the rip. You don't have to
Yeah,
represent.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. I've already offered to consult with him on his next projects down there in the JC area. Obviously, it's total different than what he's used to outside the city. So hopefully he does get more diverse and does a few properties. So therefore there's constant, liquid moving. But that's a whole nother story. But happy to help him out. He builds a little slave house in the back. I call dibs. So there you go. But other than that, no, glad you're back. I didn't know if you were off doing community service or some girl had you under the sheets or where the hell you been. So
There were a few rumors that I was on bail, a few rumors I was in jail, and this, that, the other, but none of it's true. None of it's true. I'll be straight up with you guys. I've been going through quite a bunch of different things here the last month and a half, trying to get some stuff figured out, and mostly been working on getting my back better. And been seeing a different doctor, doing different things, and things are a lot better than they were. And so that's really been my main focus more than anything. I've had a couple projects on the bench that have been taking up the bench to where I've not been doing any kind of videos as to what people have sent me. I do have a couple packages that I got to make videos of, but again, they've been on hold because of packages, because of projects that were on the bench. Those projects are done off the bench. So this coming week, I'll hopefully get a couple videos made, put up. But with that being said, I'm kind of pissed off at YouTube because YouTube is losing their goddamn mind, dude. I've had 2 videos removed in the last month. Both. The first one they pulled was the second video I made, and then the last one they pulled was Friday night at 3:30 in the morning, and it was the first video I made. And they accused me of selling firearms. I'm getting sick and tired of them accusing me of selling when I'm not selling. And the first time they pulled one, I wasn't able to go in and look at it and see what they were accusing me of, this, that, the other. This last one, I was. And it was at 1:29. And I looked at it to see what it said. And all I said in that video was, it was brought into the shop. And they hit me for it was brought into the shop. And that's me selling firearms according to YouTube.
If you said I dropped it off at the shop, you can go pick it up. Maybe, but I dropped the gun off at the shop? No.
No, I didn't. I said it was brought into the shop.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Oh,
but that's what they're
into the shop. Okay.
They're telling me I'm selling because I said it was brought into the shop.
Did you appeal it? Because I had a couple like that.
I appealed it, and in less than an hour, they came back and told me, no, you're done.
Because I had a couple of them, and they reversed it because the AI pretty much just made a mistake.
Yeah, the AI hit it. I appealed it, and in less than an hour, they came back and said no.
You know,
you should move to New York City now, because the new mayor will give you free housing, free shit. You don't have to work. You can take care of your back. I think you should move in New York City. And with the beard that you have, you would fit between those Muslims real nice. I mean, you might have to buy a carpet.
You're a fantastic new mayor, can kiss my hairy ass.
Yeah, you might have to buy a carpet and learn couple of words and how to pray, but other than that,
them's mighty bold words for a New Yorker.
See, Garage Guy had one pulled for pretty much the same thing. It's ridiculous, man. And a lot of it starts with the AI shit, and then you dispute it, and in less than an hour, they say, no, you're done. It's ridiculous. They want people on their platform. They want people to be making videos, promoting and doing this and doing that. But the ones that actually want to do it are being hit the worst.
Yeah, well, they don't want people like us. That's
No.
pretty much what it is.
Oh, I know what it is, but it's ridiculous. When they want people on their platform, why are you attacking the ones that are actually bringing probably the most people to the platform?
Because the reality is they don't want us.
Wait a minute. Bringing the most. Does Scotsman have some other channels involving like makeup or booty shorts or something? I mean,
Oh, didn't I tell you about my kilt channel?
Oh,
No, he
Ah,
does what?
okay.
He does what? A skirt.
I must have forgot to tell you all about my kilt channel. You get to see all.
Well, from the kilt down, it's just a kilt. These white, hairy, knobby, skinny chicken legs and bare feet with corns and everything right there. He's got a lot of subs on that.
It's from the knee up, Daniel. From the knee up.
Oh no, you showed all the way down to the toes. Daisy Duke kilts.
Think about it. Y'all remember what's his name? Oh crap. Echo and the Bunny Man.
Yeah.
He made so much money off of foot porn that he closed everything else down. So there you go.
Didn't it start with him trimming out an ingrown toenail? Or was that one of Midas's old videos? It went viral.
I don't want to watch all those zit popping, ingrown toenail. I'm not watching that.
I never got that either. I don't know. There is people that get into that, but that's it. Just I don't know. I don't get it.
That's gag a maggot stuff right there. I can't.
Some of it's interesting, like when you're talking about bot flies or this or that. I mean, it's not a pretty thing, but it's nice to know what, if you do have to deal with something yourself in the field or something. But just watching people pop zits for fun, I don't know how the hell people are into that type of stuff, but it's a crazy world.
When you think about it, the audience with bot flies is pretty small. You're not going to get them here in the United States.
No, not typically. No. So, but things like that, I would state anything.
Although with all the illegal aliens, who knows what they're bringing with them?
Yeah, there's also some spiders that'll hatch in you as well. So, again, I don't think they're local, but has been some weird stuff that can happen. So. It's just interesting, that type of stuff. But that's more on like a medical side, not just, ooh, what's going to come out of this one? Or, that's just where people are a little weird.
Disgusting videos of people in India getting stuff.
Yeah. No health care and ringworm everywhere. And, some of this it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I've seen enough. Keep them there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Call me whatever you want to.
Oh, bot flies. I thought you was talking about bar flies.
I didn't.
Well, they can be just as bad if they dig in real good.
Well, see, Vallejo's got them in California. Ugh. I can't imagine a bug burrowing under my skin. No.
So I said that maybe I should start an OnlyFans, for good old kilt wearing, and one person out there said I'd probably sell like hotcakes. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I'll make I can retire and do that for a living?
I don't know, but since this is all hypothetical, I'd say yes, because I think if you were actually advertising for OnlyFans on YouTube, that would probably be an issue too. So I know, you wouldn't do that. So this is definitely a hypothetical.
Oh, I would never do such a thing. I mean, it's just like accusing me of selling firearms on YouTube. Why would I ever do such a thing?
You would do okay, Scott.
And he did not say check the link below.
Yeah, there you go.
And you know, that's the funny part of it. They accused me of selling, but at no point in time did I ever, number one, say the name of the business, say check the link below, say, hey, email me to buy this, or send me a message to buy this, anything along those lines. But somehow I'm selling. Yeah, okay.
They're just, I don't know. It seems like they've got a bunch of liberal kids that they're paying, $10 an hour to sit behind a computer and just get rid of stuff that the AI said.
It's gotten so bad, dude, and literally it's all my old videos. So they're literally right now they're hitting all the ones that I did when I first started YouTube. They're going way back. So we're talking back to 2000 what 12? No, hold on. 14, I believe. 2014, I think is when I started. So they're going all the way back to there and every fucking video from then. That's ridiculous, man. You change your policies. I'm pretty sure, just like anything else, if we were here prior to those policies, you shouldn't be taking down the videos that were made prior. If you want us to make a change to those videos, you should send us a message and say, hey, can you please change this to comply with this, and this, versus just yanking my shit and not giving me any freaking notice whatsoever and accusing me of doing something I'm not doing.
Oh, you'd still tell them to get bent. Come on.
Oh, I sure as hell would.
Yeah.
I sure as hell would, but it would be a little bit different if they were coming around and going, hey, look, we want you to do this, and this because of this. But they're not. They're just sitting there and going, hey, we're taking your video down. No notice whatsoever, and accusing you of this, that, the other. That's bullshit, man.
Oh, boy. We got their attention now. The YouTube complaint department.
Yeah, I already got rid of them once, so I'll get rid of you again. You can go shove it up your ass. Fuck you, you bitch.
That's literally them, isn't it?
No.
No, that's a fucking. There's another one. I'll get rid of all you motherfuckers.
Well, hey, that's somebody you know.
I don't know. You could actually go to the page.
No, it's someone. It's got to be someone because
That's somebody.
they were here when we started the chat. I got rid of them in the beginning of the chat, and now they're back again. It's someone's fucking around making channels, dude.
That's Boomstick.
It's Boomstick, yeah. He even confessed. Boomstick. Oh, man. Well, let's talk guns.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
you've been off shooting.
Buy the Model V, or is that a 5?
What, Glock?
You're not allowed to say that name here. We'll just call it the Model V.
Yeah, it's. I don't.
Oh, what happened? Oh, are you there?
He's there.
Did we lose you?
Who are you talking to? Val?
I thought someone said the word Glock.
Oh, come on.
You can say the Model.
Yeah,
5.
I had a fight in the squad with the Glock guys because they've been bitching about my 320, but I kind of finished 8th overall, so that kind of showed them. Hey, I want to show you guys this. So I got a company I reached out last year. At
Are
a
you
SHOT
trying to
Show.
sell something? Because we can't do that.
Don't be
I'm not
selling
trying to
shit on my
sell.
channel, man.
I'm trying to show you something new. Look. So they came up with a way to integrate your iPro and EarPro. So you replace the actual these plastic things on the EarPro, and then the glasses. See the stubby little magnetic thing? Go right here. Boom.
That's
Magnets.
It's genius. So it doesn't break the seal on your thing. I'm uploading the video right now. I wore it today at the match, and these things are awesome. If you the only problem is I kind of switch and I stop using all the ears. I kind of switch into the for the in-ear protection. But if you're using over the ears and this makes a really good combo. So I'm not gonna say who makes it. Go watch the video. It's gonna be up in a day or two, and it's a really neat product. I mean, I was trying to get a sample for over a year, and turns out they're not that far. They're in Connecticut, like maybe 45 minutes from me. So they finally reached out, and I'm pretty impressed with this.
So what's the
Can you
company?
get
What?
What's the company?
Oh, what's the company? I don't know. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's not a gun.
Well, we're not selling anything. We're just having a fucking discussion, YouTube.
Yeah, we're not selling it. We're just kind of showing a new product. It's called a Magna.
Hold it still. We can't read it while it's moving. Magplens.
Magna lens.
I assume they probably have extra lenses, or say if you wanted tinted lenses or something like that.
And you can turn it into regular glasses as well. So it's a really neat, and it's not just for shooting. If you're using AirPro, for example, running a router, running a table saw, stuff like that, you can use
safety gear. Period.
Yeah, so it's very neat.
I think it's cool because the little tabs of your iPro with the ear electronic muffs on after a while can kind of press in and make it a little uncomfortable over time. So
plus the seal kind of breaks, so it doesn't work as well. Even with the gel.
So I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea as long as they're not treating it like gold or something. I could see that being something I'd consider in looking at.
Well, like
you're stating too, say you're running a chain.
Wants to do that. He's already looked it up. I mean, because what you said, you can put your prescription glasses on these too. So that'd be a company. Anybody that's got that issue with prescription glasses and shooting might want to take a look at.
I'm sure if not this company, then there's gonna be different companies. They're gonna offer replacement glasses with the prescription or whatever. So I mean,
so
the company's
again, we're not selling anything, but if you guys want to check out the website, there it is. Go check it out. But yeah, we're not selling nothing here. Just
it's personal protective equipment, because if you work in a loud area, there you go.
Yeah, mowing around your property, like you might say, safety glasses. Why? But if you got low branches, you'll understand why. So
I mean, you mow anything you do. You mow the lawn. You use mowers allowed. You use AirPro. Now you got integrated. So they're easy to take off, easy to put on. It just it's a nifty little product. So
can you Bluetooth to it as well?
Well, it's got nothing to do with the glasses. The AirPro, whatever AirPro you use, if you got the one that you can Bluetooth, then like this one.
Okay, so it's a separate. The glasses part is separate from your. Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah. Because with those, you can Bluetooth, or the old ones have a wire connector, And shit, I've used those working before, just listening to shows online or whatever, because they work like headphones as well. So there's a lot of applications, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's huge. Like for me, y'all know that me going outside, everything is super, super bright. So trying to find some kind of either sunglass to wear or something that will dim the light big time, no matter where I'm at. That's a huge factor for me. Just because everything is super, super bright. And super sharp, so it's big. I mean, even at work, man, I have a lot of problems at work with that. And when I first had the eye surgery and all that, I was allowed to wear certain glasses there, and then you had people bitching and whining because I was on a fucking forklift and had these glasses on, even though they weren't fucking sunglasses. People were whining and bitching, and you know how it goes. People whine and bitch, and then there that goes out the window. So I still have to deal with the bullshit, super bright lights at work and all the rest of it, but not much I can do about it now. That's a cool concept, man. I like it. It's a simple, easy way to do that and integrate stuff and not cause problems, because that's always been an issue for a lot of folks.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, normally it just doesn't work well. I've been looking for some in-ear ear protection, but I haven't found any that I want to invest money in yet.
So I use a couple of different ones, and I've been using them for quite a few years now. I mean, it's been a long time. I use moldable earplugs. You can get them Amazon, eBay, and multiple other places, and they're less than $30 a pack. And you stick them in some semi-boiling water, heat them up, and then you mold them to your ear.
Oh, I was talking about some of the electric ones, the ones you can hear.
Electronic ones, there's a couple different options out there. You're gonna spend some money though. The cheapest ones that I found that work well, that are actually decent, you're looking about $150.
Yeah, and I don't mind spending the money, but if I'm going to spend the money that I would spend on some high quality audio in earbuds, I want the sound quality. And
Well, if you're looking for ear protection, that's not the same thing as when you're looking for a earbuds to listen to music. It's gonna be different. Like I use the Grizzly ears.
They've got them, but you're talking about $400.
I use Grizzly ears, and they really nice. They stay in ear, no problem. Shooting rifle, shooting 3-gun. I bought them last year at the Memorial 3-gun, and was fairly impressed with them. But even they have a drawbacks. And when it comes to listening music, the sound quality is not going to be the same as the dedicated earbuds. And
I'll send you a couple different ones to look at, Bama, and you see what you think. But you'll be in that 150 to 200 range, depending on when you can find them, if they're on sale or not.
Yeah, Grizzly ears are about 200. You can they got discounts on them all the time.
Well, I've heard
you can find some really decent ones, but you're going to be usually in that 150, 200 range.
There's some company that the bearded guys from Louisiana, the Duck Dynasty guys, there was some they were using, but they were astronomical. They were like $600.
Well, and there's some that I've bought that, a lot of people said, hey, these are good, blah, blah, blah. I bought them. I got them and hated them. And this is just something you got to be careful of, man. you know, there's plenty of channels out there, and you can tell the difference between someone who's real and someone who's doing it, who's bought and paid for.
Yeah.
And every now and then you'll get one of the guys that's been doing it for so long. Hey, you trust these guys, you think they're the real deal, and then so far down the line they switch, and now they're bought and paid for. So just be careful when it comes to that, because that'll happen every now and then.
Yeah, I know Coleon, what's his name? Coleon Noir. He was pushing some. I shouldn't say pushing, but he was, he had them on his channel. But they weren't that high, weren't that expensive. And he said that the quality of sound was good. And I know he likes music, so. But the one thing's a must to me is I want to be able to hear. I don't want to just mask out all sound.
Well, here's the thing. So one of my biggest things with having that kind of protection and being able to hear is it's not so much about having the ability to have Bluetooth and all this other shit. For me, it's I want to hear squibs. I want to make sure the people around me who are shooting, if something happens, I hear it and I can stop something else from happening.
Yeah. So you want magnified sound.
Yeah, well, it stops all the loud sound, and it emphasizes the quiet stuff. So you can hear all of it, and it takes care of all the loud stuff going on. So you got the best of both worlds.
Shit, the cheap, Walker, whatever, razors and shit do that.
Right.
So they do that pretty well.
They do.
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of them. I've got Walkers, and then I've got a couple other different ones. And again, it all comes down to what you're looking at and what do you want. What do you want to spend? I'll tell you though, the better ones I have, they cost me a good chunk of money, but they've stopped and made sure things will not happen more than once. And I'll say they paid for themselves 10 times over just because of that.
Those sound amplifying ear protection, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on them. In the long run, they will pay for themselves to keep you from getting those tickets from the game ward. Right, Jamie?
Good. They do work well just walking in the woods. Nobody's sneaking up on you. But it's something that nobody's brought up is, a lot of this hearing protection, because I've looked into this myself in some cases, and everybody knows I'm a cheap bastard. So as usual, I just double up. If I'm running something real loud, I'll use the cheap foam ones and my razors, but usually just run the razors. But nothing special, whatever. I know there's high-tech shit out there. I've had molded ones made for me in the past. They didn't have electronic amplification in them. They fit well. But what people don't bring up is with all of these, especially the electronic, there is a limit where they pick up so much decibels. They're only going to be able to limit things down to a certain point. So if it's extremely loud, it may only bring it down to near the safe level, not actually in the safe level. So you actually got to pay a lot of attention with that shit if you're really serious about it. And so therefore you may end up spending $400 on a set, and still, if you want to play it by the rules, by the numbers that are posted, gonna have to slap some earmuffs over top any damn way. So,
that goes for your regular soft earplugs and all the rest of it anyway.
Right.
They're only rated so high, and this is something that you got to really pay attention to, because even when you get into different industries, you'll see people that will claim astronomical numbers of it'll protect you above this, blah, blah. No. The numbers are pretty much set in stone. And, if you're someone like myself or Ball, Daniel, any one of the guys on the panel that's been shooting for so many years, you know what the numbers are, and someone turn around and try to tell me that the number is 20% higher, 30% higher than what it's supposed to be, I'm going to shoot you down and shoot you down fast because I've been there, done that, and I know better. And the only reason I say that is because when I started this job, where I'm at now, many years ago, the safety lady tried to argue with me about my hearing protection that I have. And to this day, I still wear the same hearing protection that I started with because I proved her wrong. Because she doesn't understand what the numbers were, what the numbers mean, and what the max numbers are, and so on and so forth.
What is it, about 120, 130? When you get over that, that's when it starts doing the damage?
Well, it's not
90.
just
Anything prolonged at 90 is what's,
Oh, yeah.
and that could be considered low.
Anything that's prolonged at above 90 is typically what's going to cause damage.
Yeah.
But your typical hearing protection, on average, whether it be soft, electronic, or anything else, the highest that it usually goes to is going to be in that 25 to 30 range.
But it's not just about the numbers. It also depends on a fit. Like there's different over the years, and I showed it before. Like the very first ones I bought, they simply didn't fit my noggin well enough to cover the ears and work the way the razors do, for example. And same goes for the in-ear protection. Like some of the, if you don't choose the right size plugs or whatever, so they might not work as well.
Right, and that's why I do custom ones, because you can mold it and get it to fit better. Everyone's different, exactly like Bald said. Everyone's different, man, and that's why I do the custom fitted ones, and they're not expensive, and that's the big thing of it. People got to realize you can do this for cheap. You're talking $30 or less, and less than 10 minutes of your time. And you got a good fit, and you got a lot better hearing protection.
There is a difference, just in case for anybody that doesn't know, in a sense, between like soft plugs, basically electronic or not electronic. The non-electronic usually is rated up to a certain decibel, is safe, looking at the box or whatever, how they're advertised. When you get to the electronic, it's usually the other way around, in the sense where it reduces it by this much. So then you have to consider what are you doing? Are you shooting, or what are you shooting? Are you shooting a cannon or something?
So hold on.
So
let me correct you. Let me correct you. It's not that it reduces it by this much. It's when it gets to a certain level, that's when it shuts off.
No, that's a function when it passes that. But at the same point, if
it's not reducing anything.
It's not
reducing anything. It's stopping when it gets to a certain level.
All right. Well, read your package is what I'm saying. That's basically it. There is a difference between the two systems of how they're written.
Yeah, there's a difference for sure, but It's not reducing anything. It's just when it gets to a certain level, that's when it cuts off.
Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree, but either way, like I said, just read your package. It's slightly different. Either process has a slightly different way it's advertised. So look into it.
All right, guys, I got to
up even if you got $400 plugs.
You guys keep arguing. I got to run. I'll see you later.
Later, man. And it's not an argument.
We're not arguing. We're having a simple discussion and talking about things and breaking things down.
Have a discussion. I'll see you guys next week. Good night.
See you, bud.
Later, buddy.
Must be past Bald's curfew.
Hey, when you give up smoking and drinking, when it gets dark, it's time to go to bed.
Well, he lives in a communist state, and Mandimi turned around and said, "Hey, it's time for you to get off of there."
Oh, wait a minute. Did you just hear them calling for prayer? Maybe he had to duck out for prayer.
Yeah, possible. think it's a little early, but yeah.
You never know. He might be on his knees right now praying.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh, the first time I heard that, it freaked me out. But it's, more of where I was. I was in downtown Nairobi after, right as it was getting dark. And one of the guys said, I said, what is that? And the guy said, that's that Muslim prayer, call to prayer. I said, no, I didn't either. He said, yeah, it is. I said, no, it's not. He said, I'm not an idiot. That's what it is. I said, no, it's not. It's said, that is telling us to get in the car and get the heck out of here, is what that is.
It's telling you to duck.
It's usually a safe time, or typical.
I'll be right back.
Scotsman left. Val left. Okay, so California made Glock discontinue all their guns, and now they're going after Ruger.
Well, California outlawed your Glocks. They didn't make Glock quit producing Glocks.
Glock chose to stop producing those things. I mean, one whole big state, and with those people putting those Glock switches on.
Well,
So they changed their design, come out with a totally new gun, and now what? Now these anti-guns are going after Ruger. Now what's the deal with Ruger?
Ruger copied Glock.
Does Ruger have a bunch of lawsuits on him like Glock did? Because I know Glock had lawsuits in 13, 14 states or something. So
all the blue.
If they didn't do anything, that's 14 cases they got to run through. And I'm not trying to defend Glock in any way. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I personally just wouldn't sell them in those states or something. Kiss my ass. But that's me. But anyway, but either way, is the same thing being presented to Ruger, where they got cases in a dozen states, and it's just like, well, we can blow this money trying to fight it, or we can just change a model. And again, I'm not justifying anything, but is it similar in that fashion, or is it just Ruger's just hopping on board because Glock did it, now we're doing it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh yeah, I got no clue, myself either. So that's why I'm just trying to get, because I think everybody knows here. Most of us aren't Glock fans necessarily. It's not going to be our, barbecue gun. But at the same time, what they do could be a set precedent for other companies or this or that or whatnot as well. So I'm still pissed off that gun companies are just settling lawsuits about some of this shit because, I guess it's financially cheaper. Like, I don't know, but once it's like blackmail, once you give somebody a payment, they're never going to freaking stop. So you might as well either change your line or confront them through court, my opinion. I don't know.
Well,
so I assume we're talking about Glock. And one thing to note there is, I don't know how many of you guys have seen this already, but now they're going after Ruger. And they're going after, I believe it's the RMX model, which is the Glock clone.
Did he just come back?
Yeah, he just came back. Hey, Jay, rewind about 3 minutes and you'll hear everything you're saying.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I told you I was leaving the fucking room. Jesus, motherfuckers.
Well, we thought we would talk about this whole thing with these companies. Yes, because it was Glock. So what? They're going after gun companies and they're finding new legal.
Yeah, it's Glock's not the problem. It's they want all guns gone.
Yeah, they want them all gone. This is just an avenue to get to certain things, and they're utilizing the ones that are the easiest, which are anything that can be easily converted,
and the ones that there are such huge abundance of out there. Because as we all know, criminals can't buy guns; they're stealing them.
Well, and that's the thing of it. They're still, and they'll tell you all day long, it's about gun safety, it's about this, it's about that. But if it was truly about gun safety, why do we not have gun safety in schools? Why do we not have programs teaching these kids?
We used to.
Why are we hiding what guns actually do versus what we're being told they do?
You know,
That's not gun safety. Gun safety is the people who legally own them, protect themselves, defend others, and yeah, you don't see us out there murdering people left, right, and fucking center. So
and they let them walk. They're not putting them in jail. There's no real punishment here. That's one of the biggest problems to me is when somebody commits a criminal act, they get punished. You commit a burglary. There's one sentence. You commit a burglary with a gun, you just multiplied your sentence.
yeah, that's all it's about, Ozzy. It's about taking control and removing the potential for the people to fight back. They do not want you to have the ability to stand up for yourself. They do not want you to have the ability to protect your family. They do not want you to have the ability to say, we are sick and tired of your shit.
Well,
in some ways, it seems like it depends who you are, though, because the average guy can make an innocent mistake and he's getting a book thrown at him. But somebody that's been in and out of jail their whole damn life can, rob somebody, beat them half to death, and they're out the next day. It's kind of crazy in that sense where, it's almost like it's okay for people that live in that lifestyle, but God forbid you jaywalk or something, accidental. You're gonna get
take it on the flip side. Take it on the flip side. Look at myself. Look at Bald and Curious. Look at Battle Bean. We all came here legally. We all fought to be here legally. Look how many illegals are here and getting handed fucking buttloads of cash, doing this, that, the other, and getting away with every goddamn motherfucking thing on the planet. Yet, if I was to do that, or Bald was to do that, or fucking Battle Bean, man, we'd be in the slammer faster than you know.
Now, Battle Bean's in California. He got away with it.
Dude, no, he's a freaking dirty ass Mexican.
Look at all the illegals they're catching on the voter roll.
He'd get his ass thrown in jail so fast.
Not in California.
I got a theory on it.
He's in the snooty neighborhood. He'd be in jail before you know it.
No, not in California.
I think the difference is, the guy that's in and out of jail his whole life, that's just been his record and everything. Really has nothing to lose, nothing to take. The average Joe on his way to work, he's got, I don't know, a vehicle, maybe some assets, maybe a home. So they screw with you more because it feeds the system when you got to hire an attorney or this or that, or you're going to buy a car and you got cash on you and you get pulled over and they want to claim civil forfeiture and take every damn thing from you and seize your accounts. You fly in with money. Somebody died, you're going to a funeral and you're going to give your whoever some cash to help out. Don't do that.
Hold on.
All that is just criminal.
Hold on. Speak of the devil, the one, the only.
I know it. You start talking about him, he shows up like a bad penny.
With the greatest freaking eyebrows on YouTube. What is up, Battle Bean?
Yeah, my spidey senses came on. I heard somebody talking shit about me.
You knew I was here, man. Love you, brother.
Dude, you have got to.
Oh, man, I love you like flies on shit.
Oh, yeah, we tight. So, okay, out there in California, was I wrong on my statement about California?
Oh, I didn't hear it. What did you say?
Okay, Scotsman, let's rehash that thing. You Val.
I was simply saying if it was myself, you, or Bald and Curious, we'd probably be in jail versus someone else.
We're talking
And
about
Daniel was like, no, you're in California, you'd be okay.
it's about how the illegals getting handed all the money, or you got to repeat the whole thing to for it to even
Oh
make sense.
yeah, well, a lot of that freeloading shit's going away, man. A lot of these fucking people are self-deporting, and the problem is that you guys haven't seen. There's been a lot of changes going on here in California, man. We're actually starting to see people start changing their mentality. Even with this whole Prop 50 bullshit, um, I don't believe that was actual registered fucking voters that voted okay for that shit. There's a bunch of illegals that fucking voted, and that's the reason why that proposition passed. It ain't
Thank
because
you. They were arguing against
yeah.
me. I said, "How many
No,
illegals were on the
no,
voter
the
roll?"
bunch of fucking illegals fucking voted for that shit, bro. That's the reason
Well,
why
just
it
look at
passed.
just look at New York. New York didn't fucking vote that shit in.
Oh hell no. See, here's my thing. This is the reason why they've been fighting so hard for fucking voter ID in the state. Because then they can't get away with that shit. If you start having voter ID laws in California, you will see that the fucking numbers are so close to each other, and it scares the shit out of Democrats.
Do you know why they turned around and finally agreed to fucking open the government? They turned around and agreed to finally open the government because Trump was turning around going, "Hey, if you don't, and when we get rid of the filibuster, we're going to make sure voter ID is included." And they're like, "Oh shit, we got to vote yes."
You know, I sat back and I thought about that whole thing, that getting rid of the filibuster. As much as we hate the way it's being used, if they get rid of it, that means every time a new president of a different party goes in, they're going to change the rules every time.
Well, here's the thing of it. He could have changed all kinds of shit the minute they passed that. And
then when the next guy comes
there's a
in,
lot that comes with that, and
But
I'm still on the fence because you got to look at some of the stuff he's done versus some of the things he said, and he goes back and forth quite a lot. And there's a lot of people out there that are Trump trained, do woo woo. We got Uncle Jim out there in the side chat. Uncle Jim is a big Trump trained motherfucker guy out there. Personally, I'm kind of on the teeter totter on that because he says a lot of shit, but a lot of it doesn't actually come to fruition.
well, I'm always on the I'll watch and see.
But why don't we try to get them to change the law that says Congress still gets paid throughout all this?
Well, and
Change
I don't know.
something.
I don't know if you saw, but there was a couple of different senators that said, "Hey, you know what? We're introducing this to where we shouldn't be paid."
Yeah, because apparently there's a law that's actually in place, so they do get paid.
Yeah.
But I mean, sure, these people, they're making 200 and something a year now. A month or two's paycheck's not going to kill them, but
Their staff,
throughout all this, it would encourage them to do their damn job.
they get paid a couple million to pay their staff too. So it's not just the congressmen and
Plus
senators.
benefits.
Their staff
and
their
benefits.
whole staff should not be paid.
Right. Well, I don't know if y'all saw, but Senator Kennedy turned around and said, "Hey, we should." He introduced the.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna vote on that, man. They ain't gonna vote
He
on
introduced the bill to shut down them being paid. Hey, Uncle Jim, I love camel toe. I don't know about you, dude, but I love camel toe. So if you don't, there's something wrong with you, dude. There's something wrong with you. But I don't think there's one man on this panel that doesn't love camel toe. Jamie's probably not going to admit to it because
Depends. If it's like dragging on the floor or something, that's a problem. There is a limitation.
There are some people on this panel that are laid back a little bit, and I get that. But man, I love camel toe. Who doesn't? I mean, come on, dude, it's camel toe.
I swear, if you put a blonde wig on that, it'd look just like Mario.
Got the eyebrows.
Always scutter around panting a lot with his tongue hanging out. Yep, that's Mario.
Hey.
You done scared him, asshole.
I told you.
You done scared him.
That dog was a collie till he moved in with Mario.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. No, seriously, guys. The one thing that Democrats fucking hate more than anything else is this whole voter ID thing. And the thing about it is that it's actually getting a lot of support from everyone because and it's not just Republicans, even Democrats are like, look, man, if we are so good as we say we are, then let's not give any excuses. Let's make sure let's put our money where our mouth is, and let's just do it that way. And I
Well,
can guarantee
here's
you.
here's the thing of it, man. You go back to 2020, man, and I didn't have my citizenship quite yet, and I'm in the process, and I'm doing everything I got to do, and all the rest of it, and I missed the deadline by 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But I still get a thing in the mail that says, "Hey, cast your vote." And you want to tell me it wasn't fucking rigged?
Oh, I still get that shit too. And you stop and think about it. That's millions of fucking dollars that they're spending printing this shit for no fucking reason when all they could do is just either fucking call you, email you, whatever the fuck it is, send you a letter and say, "Hey, look, do you wanna still send you a vote through the mail-in ballot, or do you wanna fucking uh, go back to the way it was before?"
I
I
can't
mean,
tell you personally how expensive that is because I used to work for a company. All we did was print, and they sent us their data file. We printed it out. We stuffed it in the envelopes. Everything was addressed and everything. And then they just pulled in 18 wheelers and loaded that crap up. And I'm talking when it came around tax season, around voting time, you'd see 14, 18 wheelers pull up. And that's just for the state of Alabama.
and Alabama is a little state compared to California.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we're like fucking 10 times bigger than Alabama as far as
I think the
population wise.
population of LA is bigger than the population in the whole state of Alabama.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, did you guys
Let me
beat
address,
LSU?
I hadn't even looked at the score, but I would hope so.
let me address this comment.
You can ask Jamie. Jamie will know real quick.
What about the poor ostriches? Look, Uncle Jim, there are no poor ostriches. You know how much ostrich boots cost, man? They ain't poor. Those are rich motherfuckers. I know, because I got a pair, and they ain't fucking cheap.
Damn, that's a lot of ostrich for your big ass fucking jumbo jack
You're
fucking
damn
feet.
right it is, man. They weren't fucking cheap either. They were fucking expensive ass bitches.
What are you, like a size 13 or some shit?
12 extra wide.
God damn, that is a lot of fucking. Man, you just killed 3 ostriches just to fucking put shit on your feet. What kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah, 12 extra wide to 13 wide, depending on the boot.
Ah, man.
They used to pay him to stomp out forest fires back in his homeland.
Oh, man.
Back in his homeland. Good giggly wiggly.
But, I tell you what, this actually can end up hurting the Republicans too, man. As much as we want to make a stance on this whole thing with the government shutdown, this can affect us because let's stop and think about it, guys. Groceries are still stupid expensive. Like
Yeah.
like basic needs are still expensive, man. I hope in the next 3 years he fucking makes a magic wand and makes this shit better because right now this might actually hurt us in the midterms.
Well, it's ridiculous how expensive stuff is. You look at the price of meat, you look at the price of eggs, and even gas. And there are people out there like Uncle Jim that's gonna tell you, "Oh, gas is way down." Bitch, it ain't way down. It ain't way down anywhere. I get it from people every fucking day how expensive it is, how it keeps jumping up and down 20, 30, 40 cents here and there everywhere. It's fucking ridiculous. I see it here every freaking week. Literally, it's up and down between 20, 30, and 40 cents constantly. It's retarded. And if you go and look at the price of oil barrels, which I check regularly, it ain't fucking changed. So why does it keep going up and fucking down other than the fact that they are robbing your ass? That's all it is. They are robbing your ass.
To Mario's point, I think on top of that being an issue, also there's a shitload of layoffs right now, which affects other businesses because, you know, like a chain reaction. If there's less work out there being done, you got less people making money and less people buying products, you know, getting a deck bill, whatever. You know, it's that's kind of a problem. Repos and vehicles are basically at an all-time high. They say as far as the housing, if you look at that too, it's not as bad as '08, but repos are well past. Like we're at the worst we've been, I think, on record. I don't know, or since the Great Depression. I think they said it, we're past it. So a lot of people are having issues right now. So either way you slice it, it's still not going to be a good deal, really, for I think either side in the long run. You know, a lot of people are struggling, and those are the people that actually work for a living. You know, forget about, you know, everybody else on, you know, as far as services and whatnot. So even the working people are having issues too. So it's a bad time right now. I think prices have gone. Food, coffee, like, is ridiculous price. I'm a coffee drinker. Like, that shit's like gold now. It's almost $20 a bin. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy for the cheap shit.
Hold on. Let Daniel. How's coffee supposed to be?
In my cup.
You're like me, man. How's coffee supposed to be? It's got to be one way and one way only. And we're gonna find out right now if New York Outcast is a true red-blooded American by his answer. What is coffee supposed to be?
Made of coffee beans and water.
To me,
it's supposed to be what color?
Coffee beans and water equals what color?
As dark as you can get it.
You didn't add anything if you're just drinking coffee beans through hot, hot water through coffee beans.
Black is black gets, motherfucker.
Well, hey, I like my coffee about my complexion. That does include a little cream and sugar.
Hold on.
But the cops still call me black, dude. So
you are the whitest black guy I fucking know.
This motherfucker, you're mocha. Shut the fuck up.
You're the whitest black motherfucker I know. You ain't fucking black. You white, bitch.
Hey, man, when somebody calls in about a mysterious person at an address, that they say is a black guy.
That's not because you're black. That's because you're very fucking mysterious and acting like a really shady ass motherfucker.
I'm just there doing an estimate usually.
I've met you. I know you're fucking shady.
Time out, both of you. He only gets the call if there's a very suspicious guy eating the cheapest salad they have ever seen.
Hey, a foraged salad isn't cheap. Yeah, you go to some of these restaurants downtown, you pay like $30 for one of those salads.
$30 for a salad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember.
This is New York, man. It depends where you go. You can go other places get a salad for $10, but if you go to certain places, it's $30 for a salad.
He's in New York. He's a rich ass motherfucker.
No, man. I can do salads at home.
Yeah,
expensive.
But you know,
$200,000, $300,000 a year, but you're broke.
I'm listening to the guy who won't pay $2 to get his wife flowers, but yet he'll pay $30 for a salad.
I don't pay $30 for a salad, and for the record, I get my lady flowers quite often. So
Well, yeah, that's
real
because you hang
flowers,
out at
ones that last
graveyards and
forever.
you're getting all this free
He gets the
flowers in the
wildflowers
graveyard.
from the fields and shit.
I've done that too.
You know, if you add prosciutto and all these expensive cheeses and everything like that to your salad, I can see it's going to be expensive. But if it's just vegetables,
No, you'd be surprised. A salad will cost more than a fucking burger in some places. It is fucking expensive. Lettuce is expensive. Don't ask me why the fuck it's so expensive. It is very expensive because there's only certain places in the country where they're actually made. They're made in Salinas, California, which is north of here. It like lettuce needs to be in a very particular type of climate. And if it's not in that particular kind of climate, it won't grow for shit. So I know for a fact that north of California, where I live, in Salinas is where they make majority of the lettuce for the rest of the country, and it's not cheap. It's fucking expensive, man. So that's
Yeah,
the reason why.
I've never heard that before because I
it
grew
grows
up
real
having
good in
lettuce,
Alabama.
cabbage, and everything else in the gardens.
Well, you got to
Yeah,
keep in mind.
Everything grows real good in Alabama too.
well, yeah, that's
There's,
true. You got a point there. But I know for a fact that majority of the lettuce is made in California. I don't know how it is in other states, but I know a lot of it is.
Look, it's pretty simple. Battle Bean, you got to get the fuck out of California, and we got to cut off California, and we got to cut off New York. That's it. It's simple, man. It's simple.
well, it's
Well,
not
Yeah,
technically just New
it's not.
York and
It's
California.
not that simple, bro. Trust me, man. I've been trying to get the fuck out of here, but the significant other doesn't want to fucking leave, so it makes it
I
tough.
know. Me and you have had this discussion many, many times. I know about it.
Yeah. Hey, but going back to what Outcast was saying regarding the layoffs, I mean, matter of fact, last week I talked to you about this shit. I had to let go of half of my fucking staff because of this shit, and it fucking sucks. It affects people's lives, man. I mean, I had fucking three of my drivers fucking start crying in the office, and I mean, I felt like shit. But to a certain point, I gotta be able to fucking manage what I got, and it fucking sucks. And this kind of stuff that's going on right now, like Trump needs to get his shit together, like big time, man.
he needs
Because
these truck drivers
because
that can't even speak English.
because here's my thing. Here's my thing. Not only if for some reason the Democrats fucking come up with a miracle fucking win and they win and they take over the Congress, the House of Representatives, we're fucked because after that they're not going to be able to pass anything. He's going to get blockades. He's going to try to use executive orders, but to a certain point, there's only so far you can get with that shit. Not only that, but that affects your boy JD Vance for fucking trying to become president too. Because I mean, think about it. That's his right hand man. So I mean, I say in the next 3 years, you better come up with some shit, man. Because if not, we're fucked.
Well, and you got to look at it too. It's
He better make America better, or no Republicans going back in. He better get some prices down and make it affordable to live in this country right now. That's the only thing that's going to put a Republican back in again.
Here's what I
look,
hear because I could
you-
listen. Hey, Scotsman, let me throw this out real quick. I read what's going on. Trump comes. I'm a constitutionalist. Screw Democrats, screw Republicans. Okay, I'm a constitutionalist. Trump comes out with, I want to do this here, comes out with an executive order. A blue state judge orders him to stop. The next week, it's in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump. And I mean, they're just going to block him. We're only looking at maybe 3 more years of a reprieve. And all we can do is hope that some kind of responsible conservative person gets in the White House and more congressmen and senators that are, actually want to run the country instead of just, using us as cash cows to make them rich.
All right, look, let me address this. All right, look, Uncle Jim, you got your head up your ass, man. I'm sorry, but you do. And look, has he done more for the country than others have done in the last 10, 15 years? Yes, he has. But the problem is just like Daniel was talking about, and some of the others have talked about too, is you really got to focus on the big picture. And the big picture is he's introducing 90% of what he does by executive order. Executive order then gets challenged by a judge. The judge says, "Oh, hell no." And then it goes somewhere else, and they either say yes or no. You're not going to get anywhere by constantly trying to do it by executive order. You're not. You're just not, period. You're not going to get anywhere. And every single time he's doing this, it's just causing more and more problems. The other part to that, too, on top of it is we're looking at, everyone's talking about looking in 2028 and looking at who's going to be next. And everyone's talking about J.D. Vance and so on and so forth. It's a very good possibility. But the problem that we got is there's no defined path. And everyone keeps talking about, oh, it's all about Trump. It's all about this and this, that, and the other. We got to get beyond that. We got to actually focus on what is America? What is this country all about? And no one is. Everyone is focused on, oh, Trump wants this, Trump wants that. Who gives a shit what Trump wants? We want what's best for America. We want what's best for Americans. We want what is best for us to believe in our Constitution. And unfortunately,
we're not going to get that without a war or something, or some type of.
Unfortunately,
because people in power don't vote themselves out of power or walk away from it voluntarily, and it's all one big club. We're not in it. We all know that.
Exactly. We're not in it. And,
so
and
it's like we're trying to rig. We're trying to win at the casino, but the whole goddamn thing's rigged. They didn't get the place by just giving out money.
It's all rigged, and we all thought we had a president who was for us, and we don't. We have someone who is playing the game and playing it a certain way, and everyone thinks, there's a lot of people out there, Uncle Jim included, who seems to think, oh no, he's the greatest fucking guy ever. No, he's not. He's playing a fucking game, dude, and you're being played.
I wouldn't say he's the greatest ever, but I would remind people, it is just one branch. And, he can put orders out, but like he can't force companies, to make something here and hire you or pay you a better wage and give the stockholders less money. That's kind of on companies as well.
Again, he's playing a game. He's playing a game. He's played a good game, but again, that's all it is. It's a game. And
all those billions that you guys keep talking about, they're only going to corporations. Many of those fucking jobs are not even going to fucking blue collar people. Those are going to white collar people, which is nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, how many of us know how to fucking work on AI? I know I don't. How many of us know how to work on fucking computer software? I know I don't. So I'm just saying, he is bringing some fucking shit in, but how does that really fucking affect or help everybody else who doesn't know this shit?
Well,
don't forget too, half the system is pushing against them.
Well,
okay, all right, hold on. Let me stop for a second. Let me address Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim, I love you to death. I do. I love you to death. You're a pain in the ass, but I love you. Look, you got to wake up and realize what the hell is going on, dude. Yes, there's a lot that's been going on with the border and drug confiscation, but that's not just Trump himself. You got to look. Tom Homan's been doing 99% of that. So would it have happened without Trump? No, not necessarily. But you got to look at the bigger picture. There's other people involved that are doing the majority of the work. Stop thinking that it's just him. Trump is not the end all fucking be all. Trump is a fucking pawn in the system. It's sad, but he's a pawn in the system.
I mean,
in all honesty, the reason why a lot of us voted for him is because he's the lesser of evils. To be honest with you, the other folks. I mean, honestly, if Kamala would have been in here, we would have fucking 50 million fucking illegals. There would have been fucking gangs taking over the streets and all kinds of shit. So yeah, I agree with the border aspect of it and national security, but we still are not fucking. It's still not as expensive to live. It's expensive for us to do the basic necessities, and it goes back to my saying. I had to fucking let go of half of my fucking staff. This shit never happened during the first administration because in the first administration he was worried about fucking the real things about making the economy better. I mean, under his first term, I think he did great, but I think he wants to play these little stupid tariff wars with fucking China and Canada and all these other motherfuckers. On some of that shit is working, but on some of that shit is not working. We still do not have a deal with Canada. Regardless of what you guys think, we get a lot of raw materials from Canada. If we don't have Canada in our backyard and helping us and making sure that we are maintaining our infrastructure, we're fucked.
Okay,
The
what
reason
do we
why we
get?
haven't done the Keystone Pipeline is because of this bullshit that we got going on. That's the reason why fucking sky high fucking prices on oils right now.
Oh, I'm fine with going through a hardship, paying more, a little bit of struggle if things are actually being corrected. Unfortunately, with a lot of things in life, and I mean, if you look at this country as far as financing, we're out of fucking control. I mean, like, credit is everything. We're one of the only countries like this. Our national debt is just off the freaking wall. Like, if you were to look at it like your household, you're the biggest joke in the world, basically. So, like,
Well,
we should do something.
this is one of the biggest things out there when you bring up the national debt. We're almost 39 trillion. 39 trillion. And no one has a plan to pay this back in any shape or form.
no, they're just hunting more to give away. I mean,
and constantly we got to borrow more, we got to borrow more, we got to do this, we got to do that.
Well,
bailing out companies that screw over their clients. I mean, all these people that couldn't go back to work to put in more time in, that lost their supposed safe AAA protected retirements that got all wiped out, but yet the people making those deals all left with bonuses and were hired other places. Like,
oh yeah,
the problem's the goddamn system. Like, the whole thing's rigged. So we could try to play within it, but we're still playing a losing game.
It's one giant system, and we're all stuck in it. And this is the thing of it. And Uncle Jim's out there, and he's going back and forth. Look at all these other countries. Look at this. Look at that. Look at Canada. Canada's owned. Yeah, there's a ton of countries that are owned, and they're owned because of the system. They're owned because of the thing. And that's exactly what Trump's a part of. And whether you see it or don't see it or whatever it may be, I don't know what to tell you, man, but there's a lot more going on than what you think is going on. And unfortunately, he's part of the system. If he wasn't a part of the system, we wouldn't be where we are now. And all the bullshit we've had for the past month and a half wouldn't have happened. If he was actually for the people and being what he's supposed to be, then yeah, we wouldn't have had this bullshit for the last month and a half.
There's only so much a president can do.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point.
The problem with our country is we've got this. It's almost epidemic stage of give money away, rob from Peter to pay Paul. I mean, you're giving $9 million for makeup lessons and dancing lessons for transsexuals in Philippines. What? I mean, that's serious. That's the truth. That's not something I'm making up. Why are we doing stupid stuff like that? We can't pay
our own people.
the way I look at it like this, we got people that were subsidizing third generations that have never gotten out of the projects, never had a job, and they're fussing because they don't have their SNAP benefits. Not only that, but they vote. I'm okay. Hey, if you've been on public assistance for 2 years, you don't get to vote.
All right, look, I'll say this, and I think Battle Bean will agree with me. Look, when I came here, man, I didn't have shit. When I came to this country, I had $200 in my pocket, $200 in my pocket, and I busted my ass for a year and a half doing side work, installing fences, putting doors in, doing whatever job I had to do, carpentry wise, whatever it was, doing the work I had to do to make the money I had to make to pay the paperwork to be here. Battle Bean probably agree with me on this. When you put in the work and you do the time and the effort, that's what it's all about. You're actually showing you want to be here. The people that come here and just sit there and go, oh, woe is me, and fuck this and fuck that, and I want this for free and I want that for free. I'm sorry. You don't belong here. You do not belong here.
Well, all you
It's
need
because
to
we have career fucking welfare recipients. That's the fucking problem, bro. Look, I'll be straight with you. We had fucking food stamps and we did welfare, but my parents, as soon as they had fucking pride. After a year doing that shit, and we got back on our feet. We got the fuck off that shit. We didn't fucking mooch the system. We busted our ass and fucking did what we had to do, bro. That's what people need to start fucking doing. Welfare, AB, SNAP and all that bullshit. It should be a temporary thing to get you on your feet. It should
Dude,
not
absolutely.
we
be a
had
thing where you're going on fucking Twitter and saying that the American taxpayer needs to fucking feed your children. Why? Because you open your fucking legs and you let 10 motherfucking Tyrones beat the shit out of your ass. And now you got
dude,
like 8 fucking kids.
we literally had a guy at work, and this is what really pisses me off is this system. We literally had a guy at work 2.5 weeks ago working on part of the line and supposedly hurts his back. Goes to HR, complains, blah, 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 goes to his doctor, and his doctor supposedly says, you're not allowed to stand for the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry. I've had back issues for almost 2 years. I've had 0 doctors tell me do not stand. I've had every doctor that I've ever seen tell me make sure you keep moving. This motherfucker shows up to work and says, I'm not supposed to stand for 2 weeks. I got to sit on my ass and get paid. I literally sit there and look at this motherfucker and I'm like, excuse me? You say, what? I'm not sure what doctor you went to, but he's talking out his ass. And somehow or other, this motherfucker got away with it and got paid for 2 weeks to sit on his fucking ass.
A lot of people do participate in scams, or they get a job long enough to try to get a lawsuit out of it and stuff. But to kind of be fair there, I doubt the guy's record. I mean, he could have been in a plane crash, car. He might have other
Dude,
shit going on too. So.
Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal with this kid. This guy injured himself outside of work. I know this for a fact. He injured himself outside of work. Then he showed up to work and decided that he didn't want to do the job he was being put into. And so then flipped around and said, hey, I hurt myself.
Well, yeah, you got a lot
but
of
then these are the
out
same
there.
people that complain when they get Jose to do it for fucking half price.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I mean, really, the services there across the board, if you look at all of them added up, like half of the shit that where people aren't getting paid or that we pay for out of our taxes is straight up for illegals, like straight illegal. So, I mean, if the money's a problem, just cut that shit right off. I mean, I think that's part of the deal, what they're trying to do, but I really don't understand. I mean, if it's illegal to begin with, what the hell are we paying out of our pockets for?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we just support crime now. I mean, what the hell? That's
Just
ridiculous.
just go
Hey,
to the emergency room and just not because you need to, just go to the emergency room and have a look.
Daniel, do you want to address this comment? I think you know where I'm going with this. You want to address this comment?
Well, United States has created their own problem. They let people make welfare a lifestyle instead of a temporary fix. I mean, I'm actually trying to stay serious on this stuff instead of.
Oh, no. I was talking about Fuzz's comment below. Read Fuzz's comment.
Yeah, I did. That's what I am addressing.
Okay,
People
okay,
have
okay.
made
I just want
this
to make
a
sure
lifestyle. They will go
okay.
out and pop 4 or 5 kids. Not only will they get SNAP and all the welfare benefits, they're also getting the money from the father of these kids. They're getting child support too. And then they go on TikTok and they're complaining that about they couldn't get their nails done or their hair done because they had to use that on food for their kids, and we're going to come into your house and steal your Thanksgiving Day dinner crap. I mean, it's ridiculous. People think they think it's a right for working people to pay for the lifestyle that they chose to be in, that they were taught how to be in by their mothers. You don't have fathers in the home teaching the young men on how to be men and morals. They end up as teenagers and stuff going to juvenile facilities. I mean, I've been the last 2 months I've been, you got 16, 17 kids in there, and only one of them has a father in the home. All the rest of them is just either they live with mom or grandma.
I will tell you this as someone who's been a teacher for many years, and some of you guys may not know this, but I've taught many kids over the years how to defend themselves. And one of the biggest things that I've seen with some of these kids is lack of respect and lack of understanding and lack of what is life. And when you see these kids and you try to talk to them and try to get them to understand the simple things, they can't understand the simple things. And that's a huge problem. When you get into basic stuff, they should be able to understand it, and they just have no concept of it. None. Not a single concept of it. The simple thing of calling someone sir or ma'am, they have no understanding of. And that makes no sense to me. I'm not from here. I'm not. I busted my ass to be here. But I understand the simple concept of sir, ma'am. And I treat that way, and I have respect for people every single day. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. Have the simple, basic respect, but these kids growing up have no basic understanding of what that even means anymore.
That's the system doing its best. Whether you want to call it education, whether you want to call it entertainment, whether you want to call it the new form of parenting, where everything.
And then on top of that, these are the same kids that go to fucking college campuses and get fucking brainwashed by these liberal 10-year fucking professors. And that's the reason why we have what we have.
And this is the thing of it. It's the lack of education. It's the lack of education. It's not that they don't have education. It's the lack of education. And it's the wrong
educated people are easier to control.
So many of these teachers ain't teaching properly. They're teaching bullshit.
Yeah, you get a crazy check if your kid can't sit still for more than 45 minutes or has attention issues, all this stuff, and that was all pushed toward parents.
And I also think that both high schools and fucking colleges need to get rid of the 10-year program, because there's these fucking radical ass professors and teachers that are teaching this crazy ass liberal fucking shit, going against curriculum and at the same time brainwashing these fucking kids. That's the reason why we have them all fucking fucked up and shit. With yes, they don't understand how to fucking be polite and say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's supposed to be taught at home before you go out in public.
Well, and it should be, but unfortunately, it's not. And the problem is you have all these parents that are sitting there relying on the system, and this is where the problem starts. They're relying on the system. They ship their kids off to school and go, "Hey, I hope you turn out okay." And bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. They fucking turn up crazy as fuck, and no, they're not okay.
And at the same time, those parents tie the
they're
teachers'
being
hands behind their back and expect them to do their job as well.
right. Well, and again, I'm not saying the parents ain't to blame. The parents are to blame in a lot of aspects of it. They are. They are 110%, 90% of the blame of it. But you also got to look at what the teachers are teaching them and showing them, and pushing on these kids. You know, and then unfortunately, because the parents have such a lack of understanding, the parents have such a lack of willingness to engage with their children, then their children end up believing everything they're told by these teachers, and therefore end up walking into the great big world of things going on, being absolutely fucked up in the head with all these crazy fucking ideas of this, that, and the other, and going out and doing dumbass shit.
Well, the teachers are actually raising the kids. The kids spend more time with the teachers than they do with their own parents.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, they're
They're
not
going
getting.
they're going to be
But without
saying-
the authority to actually discipline or punish them in any true way.
they're not going to punish them. They don't really want to punish them unless they're fighting.
You know, one of the biggest issues I had as a teacher teaching kids was the parents. And I'm not trying to say that to be an asshole. I'm telling you straight up. One of the biggest problems I had teaching kids was the parents. And what I mean by that was, so we'd start class, and the parents would come in, and they'd be sitting and watching. And the kids would be doing their thing. I'd be teaching, or my teacher would be teaching, or whoever was teaching. And I'd either be the assistant or in charge, whatever it may be at the time. And someone would do something wrong, something would get said, and one of the parents would fucking say something. It's not your place to say something. You're in a dojo. You don't get to say anything. You sit your ass there, you shut up, and you let us do our job. But no, these parents always had to pipe up, say something, or their child would start screaming or crying or this, that, the other. Something would happen. And then these parents would jump in and start causing all kinds of problems. That's not how it works in a dojo. You come there for training. You come there to learn. You come there to be better. You're not going to be better if you keep interrupting and keep causing problems.
You got to keep in mind, these teachers are union. So even in some cases, if they want to do something different, they can't. Or the district they're in has certain policies they want to go through. So a good example here, there was an elementary school there, it's been nothing but problems in the news, this and that, all types of issues. Kids aren't doing good. So they bring in a new principal going to clean up the place. So principal's there about a month. Next thing you know, she's on morning radio talking to the parents, talking to everybody, and basically giving her report on what she plans on doing, what she's seen, and how she intends on cleaning things up. And a lot of it pointed right back at the parents about, you should have your kids dressed properly when they come to school. If it's wintertime, they should be wearing a coat. If you're wearing a coat, they should be wearing a coat. The nurses handed out like 30 some odd coats last week, and we're basically out of coats. So please send a coat. You know, things along those lines. Basically, the generalized behavior. You know, the basics. Like your kids are supposed to know these basics before they come to school. They should be potty trained by now. You know, things like this. Well, of course, what happened? Everybody flipped the fuck out. They had a emergency meeting. The next thing you know, the lady's fired. So right back to the parents. The parents flip the hell out. You know, they want something fixed, but they don't want you to do anything about it. They don't want to give anybody any power to actually do anything. They don't want to take any responsibility. They don't want the teacher yelling at their kid or taking their cell phone away. You know, they don't want any of that shit. They expect you to do it with like kid gloves when they don't even do their damn job. You're trying to do their job and the job you were hired to do. Teachers don't get paid for both those jobs.
One of the biggest problems that we got is they want you to step up and do more, but they're not willing to do more themselves. And then when you do more, now you're considered being in the wrong. And this is one of the biggest problems that we got. Literally, this is one of the biggest issues because every time you step up to do more, they say you're in the wrong. But they're not willing to step up and do what's necessary either. So if you're trying to, just for a simple example, you're trying to install and get them to understand the basic respect, but they go home to their parents and their parents won't instill the basic respect, then they don't learn nothing.
When I got whacked at school, my parents found out. I got it worse at home.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore, though.
Exactly. They took
this is one of the biggest problems, man. This is one of the biggest problems. When I grew up, I was probably one of the last parts of the generation to grow up where you got your ass fucking handed to you. I mean, handed to you. I went to work as a young man, and as soon as I went to work, I wasn't there a day. And I got my ass handed to me by the guy that I worked for. And to this day, I have respect for him. I have respect for him because he stepped up, said what he had to say, and put me in my place. And I worked for that man for over 6 fucking years with no complaints. 0. And I worked for him out of those 6 years, 4 of them for free. Because I respected the hell out of the man for what he did. You don't see that anymore. You won't, and you never will. The problem is kids these days don't have basic understanding of what work ethic is. You know, I had someone say something to me the other day. Oh, you're here an hour early every day. Yeah, I show up every single day an hour early because I leave early on purpose to make sure that I don't hit any kind of traffic. I make sure I'm not hitting this, that, the other. I want to be here on time. And yeah, okay, I got to sit around for a little bit. That's fine. I want to make sure I'm here on time. That's just how I was raised. I want to be here on time. I'm a little early, whatever. You just don't see that with people anymore. People these days, if they're not there right at the minute they're supposed to start or a couple minutes late or whatever, you know, that's what they expect instead of expecting to be there somewhat early or be there right on time. People have no idea of what work ethic is.
Well, I'll never forget this place I used to work. Guy came, he was late all the time. And he kept saying, every time he'd come in, they said, why are you late? Because there was a train. And they said, don't you think that you could probably get up an hour earlier and get here? He said, because I'm telling you, he said, the next time, the boss told him, he said, next time you're late, you're fired. Well, that's not fair. I can't do anything about the traffic. Well, you can. It's your responsibility to be here when I tell you to be here, or you're fired.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Oh, I was raised by a guy in the military, and he told me, he said, if you're on time, you're 15 minutes late.
Look, I've always gone by the old adage that my boss told me, and he was in special forces back home, and he told me if you can walk, you can work. And I'll tell you, especially in the last year and a half, 2 years, where I've had all these back issues, that's been something that's come into play a lot because guess what? I can still walk. I might hurt like the son of a bitch, but I can still walk. So guess what? I'm still going to work. It may not be the most pleasant thing I do, but I'm still going. I still do what I got to do. Why? Because that's how I was raised. I was raised if you can walk, you can work.
Well, you know, one of the things that we were talking about was that, you know, the blue collar workers, you know, there's no blue collar jobs. There won't be any blue collar jobs until we bring manufacturing back to the United States. I mean, it's the days of a guy that worked at steel mill and made a good living, took care of his family, and retired with a good pension. That's over until the manufacturing jobs come back. And the only way we're going to get those jobs back is to cut off, you know, penalize people for taking it to China. We already know they're sending us defective stuff anyway.
Fine with
Yeah,
that.
well, here's my thing. I think the reason why manufacturing jobs are not here is because we have all these blood sucking unions that can't wait for them to show up.
And I'm not denying that at all. You know, my grandfather, he started working the coal mine when he was 10 years old. His father died beside him, so he was taking care of his family. Then he went to work for the iron ore and steel industry, and he was in the union. He was a big union. He was the his head of his union, his local, for like 20 something years. And on his deathbed, I was talking to him, and I said, and I called him Papa. I said, "How do you feel about the union?" And he said, "There was a time for it." He said, when they treated men like mules and it was cheaper to hire somebody else than it was to buy a mule, he said, you had to have something in place. He goes, now we got lazy turds that are getting paid $40, $50 an hour to spray paint I-beam steel. He goes, we don't need a union anymore. There's enough laws in place, you know, that takes care of everything. He said, we don't really need it anymore. And he had switched from being a Democrat, an Alabama yellow dog Democrat, to a Republican. And he said, it's just, and that was 20 something years ago. And he said the Democratic Party's going down the wrong path. And he said, and they're taking the union's taking them right down it. Well, the problem right now is the Democratic Party. If you guys aren't paying attention, have you heard this term that's going around, Democrat socialist?
Well, the biggest problem we got now is all this AI bullshit. It's taking jobs left, right, and center.
Whose jobs AI taking? You got to really
Everybody.
think about it. It's taking jobs away from actors and musicians.
It's taking them away from everybody, man.
Well,
Telemarketing, probably insurance stuff.
to build a house.
Their AI's been using a lot of stuff lately. Even videos, stuff like that. People are using them.
It's all over the manufacturing section too. It's everywhere, man.
Well, the thing that bothers me the most about AI is you got a kid that's in school, you know, he's in college, he can't even properly punctuate a sentence, and he goes into AI and says, "Hey, I need a 400-page paper on this, and I need it to read like a 22-year-old wrote it," and it'll generate the paper for him and he turn it in.
Yeah, but actually nowadays, a lot of the schools have gotten pretty smart. They're using anti AI fucking software to make sure that a lot of these fucking term papers are legit. So it's not. I mean, I'm sure it probably helps in high school and all that, but when you start getting to college courses and stuff like that, I don't think you can get away with it. And I mean, even I've gone to the point that I use AI and type in fucking 5 lines of what I wanted to write. Half of the shit that it writes is all bullshit. So it's not 100%. I mean, people that know. But I remember having to fucking study till like midnight to fucking finish a 12 page fucking essay on shit when I did my graduate school. So yeah, I know how hard that shit is. But I mean, and I know what right looks like too. And half of the shit that's being wrote by AI is all bullshit.
I
Yeah,
think
and
Bama's
that's
dad
what
kind of brings up a point, though.
you gotta pay attention to what it's doing too. There's a lot of stuff like you said is coming out this bullshit, and you really got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to what's on YouTube too. There's a shit ton of
Oh yeah,
magical YouTube channels that have popped up out of nowhere, and they're all fucking AI generated bullshit.
and it's pulling from other people's videos, and then has AI doing all the background talking in it.
But Bama dad kind of bring up a good point that, in a way, a minute ago is, yeah, if you connect the dots, when schools are graduating kids that can't even read now, I mean,
Yeah.
they're graduating. There's a girl that sued her college because she graduated college and couldn't read. When people are getting to this point, when the people out at the store can't count change, when they can't read a dial,
Dude,
box,
that's been
like,
that's been going on for a long
yeah,
time.
but
It's been many years
what
where
jobs
they
are
don't
these
know how to
people
count
qualified
change.
for? Are
But
they going to be qualified for AI or a white collar job? Probably not. You know, they might not even be qualified to give you your change back. So the people who are producing aren't there for the jobs that they're supplying.
The bigger problem there is the companies that are willing to hire these people. You got to look at the companies, because how's their interview process? They're sitting there and hiring someone that can't
They're all
understand
AI now, the interview process.
or doesn't know basic fucking math. Yeah, you got a bigger issue going on. You know, dude, there was times I was told to hire people, and I looked my boss straight in the face and told him, "Fuck no, I'm not hiring this person." And you know what they told me? They're like, "Well, if we don't hire this person, they can come back and say we were discriminative because this, that, the other." And I'm like, straight in the face, and I said, "I don't care. I'm not hiring them. They don't have a fucking clue."
No, I've been in that position. I had to interview for somebody to work with me at the bank, and this girl comes in and she puts down all this bull, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I've been in technology for 22 years. There's no way you can do what you say you can do. And I left the interview after it was over, and one of the guys that was over me said, "I think we need to hire her. She's smart." And I said, "Hold on a minute." And I said, I'm going to do a little research first. I started looking into it, and she lied. Her whole resume was a lie. She had put down she had worked here, she had worked there. So I started checking it all out. She hadn't worked anywhere. She said the only thing she had done is she went to a government subsidized technical college for a year and a half and got a bachelor's degree, and she did a little internship at a bank. Well, I happen to know the guy that was over the IT department at the other bank that was a competitive bank. And I said, "Hey, tell me about so and so." Man, she caused all kinds of problems while she was doing a residency, just doing an internship with us. I said, "That's why you didn't hire." He goes, "Hey, we wouldn't hire." And he said, "You better not hire." And I went back and told them, and they said, "We don't care." And so they hired her, and she never could do her job. And then she was always, "Well, I've got to take my kid to daycare. Daycare called. I have to go pick him up because he's sick, and this, that, and the other. And I'm going to work from home, and this, that, and the other." And I start looking. So I just start looking. She wasn't working from home. And so then she logged in. And on top of that, the security department at our bank called and said, "Hey, do you know whose computer this is?" And I said, "Yeah, I know whose that is." And they said, "Well, it's eat up with viruses." I said, "What's a virtual machine? I'll just delete it and get rid of it and then rebuild a new machine." Well, it was her machine. So I decided while I'm looking at it, I said, let me check the IP address and see where she's coming from. She was in New Jersey. She was supposed to be at home with a sick kid. She was in New Jersey. But it didn't matter. I turned all of that in, and said, hey, I want her gone. I want her out of my department. 2 days later, security steps up to my desk, escorts me to the security department, and they send me home for a month because she gave them a letter, said that I had I was fraternizing and this, and it was all bull crap. And I was a homophobe, and just every rock you could put in a sack and throw at me, she had put in she knew what to write. And so after 90 days of their investigation, they let me go. So, I mean, that's the kind
Damn,
of
homie, you got
believe it.
done worse. That's fucked up, man.
yeah,
I
it is.
believe it.
But she screwed up the whole network, and it cost the bank $1 million. I think it was $1.8 million to have somebody come and fix what I had built.
All right, we're getting to that time, fellas. We're gonna start going through the room. Bama, we'll start with you, man. What you got?
Not a whole lot. I'm as far as what our main focus is, I'll be doing some load development and some scope sighting in this week, and so I'm gonna spend some time at the range and see if I can't get this rifle shooting straight.
Good
I'll
deal,
be
man.
first to admit I don't have a ton of experience setting a scope up, but I just don't want to pay somebody to do it. It's time to learn.
No, and you got questions you can ask me, you can ask Jamie, any one of us. We'll help you out, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I may give you all a call from the range.
Right? I mean, so long as I'm not working, you can.
What's your
You're more than welcome, dude. Just don't keep me on the phone for 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it may be.
Man, I haven't even talked to you on the phone in months.
Hey, dude, that's not rebel, dude. Just saying.
Dude, you have no fucking idea. You got no idea. Don't even go there. Battle Bean, what you got, brother?
Man. Well, since I laid off half of my force and I got 3 weeks to kind of chill, only gotta worry about a couple of them. I'm gonna start reloading and getting myself prepped up for the rest of the year. I'm gonna do some more podcasts. Oh, by the way, check out my podcast, guys. Veterans Point of View should be on Spotify. I think it's even on my YouTube channel. Check it out, guys. I'm putting out some good stuff. I'm gonna be putting out some other stuff. I'm actually gonna go to one of the senior housing places that have veterans. I'm just like, hey man, you wanna tell me a little bit about your life and stuff? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man. So check out my podcast, Veterans Point of View. You should be able to find in Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. So check it out. That's all I got.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you. And if you send me a link to that, I'll toss it in here too, so everyone can go look at that. But yeah, check that out for sure. Battle Bean is a huge part of this community and huge part of what we do. So please go check that out. And I appreciate y'all for doing so. New York Outcast, what you got going on, man?
Not much. Just trying to survive and earn a living. So thanks for the invite. Glad you were back around and you're finally unchained or whatever. And as usual, good to see Jamie over there. So I know he's been skipping out lately too. So, but other than that, yeah. Thanks for joining us. And eat a damn salad once in a while.
Oh yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
I'm also gonna be working on my fucking wave for fucking Tuesday because we got Veterans Day.
All right. So let me address two things. Number one, there's the link down below. And number two, New York Outcast. I'm not sure who I'd be chained to because I don't have anyone that has a chain around me. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure where that was going. No chains here, man. No chains here. With that being said, folks, I appreciate everyone out there. It's good to be back. Good to be seeing everyone out popping out in the side chat and all the good comments out there. Sorry we were gone for a few weeks there. A few different things came up. I had some stuff going on around the house. But I appreciate every single one of you guys out there. With that being said, I am going to hand it over to the one, the only, the myth, the legend, to take us out right. Jamie, if you would, please, sir.
I got hunting in the morning. Hope y'all get out and do something good, but eat a deer. It's better for you, and you'll like it better than a salad. So keep your magazines loaded. And one in the chamber. Woo!
I don't know about you.